I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just fucking go to... No, I'll just do it in front of her, shouldn't
Going! He's kept going! He's scored! Oh, Stockport pressure. And the header into the superb goal! Chelsea did it! Lisa! Rose tries to get the ball in. Wilkinson!
It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we've got a small house, but we've got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Hello and welcome to number 79, and it is the thing everybody's talking about. No, it's not David Harbour's Big Bag of Dildos. It is, of course, SK3 TV, the show giving you a look back at the week that has happened with County and some stuff that has not. And it is, of course, the podcast for the thinking County fan. As long as what that County fan is thinking as well, it's inevitably going to be Wigan away. I'm Nick, and joining me, it's not Hannah. This is the third week in a row where Hannah is away doing her tour of sex hotspots, dogging hotspots, sex dungeon, Airbnbs. We'll hear... We might even need like an extra long episode next Sunday just to tackle it all. But of course, in the fashion that she has done things in the last 2 weeks, she has brought me a guest co-host to join me. I have no idea. It's the third week in a row. I don't know who this is. So we'll get them out after this. Oh, turn the mic and the camera on, that's part of it. Oh, who is it? Oh, of course, she sent me someone who goes, I knew it it was going to be you. Oh, I've missed you so much.
Can't hear you.
Oh, well, I can hear me. Everyone else can hear me.
We're obviously not back yet. My special guest couldn't make it, so we're going to have to make do. It'll be fine. Do you want
to tell me who that special guest was?
That's how it
Can
works.
you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's all I know. To come to the happiest place in the world. So that's where I thought I'd bring you. This is Trader Joe's.
Of course. I've got a bag from them.
Best supermarket in the world ever. And if I ever do emigrate, this will be the reason why. So yeah, no, I still can't hear you. But it's fine. We can just talk about it. I mean, I've not seen the game, and
no, none of us have. Oh God, you've gone very. What's going on? I don't know what's happening, Hannah.
Take me home, Midland Road, to the place I belong, to the valley, to see the city.
Right, I know who the guest was now.
Home, Midland Road.
And of course, there he is. Hey, here's trouble.
Me and Hannah worked on that together. I didn't think it'd work as well as it did, so I'm buzzing.
Yeah, we're all buzzing, mate. I mean, I say, but I'm buzzing, you're buzzing, Hannah's buzzing. I'll tell you who is not buzzing. It is the people watching this who have tuned in for reaction to a game that none of us saw.
No, I've got notes.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, you're better than me then, because I don't tend to bother.
I've got full on, like a full in-depth thing of this, and a full in-depth run of your upcoming game versus Luton Town. How are we doing anyway?
Oh, you're good. You can come back. Yeah, I'm really. I just noticed when you were talking then, I like zipped my jacket up, and it almost felt like it was some like sort of Manchester, some like Lancashire, Yorkshire, Cheshire, Yorkshire thing, and it was like me getting intimidated by a man from a more manly county.
Well, sometimes it just has to happen, doesn't it? Look,
Yeah.
give me that Stockport shirt. I'll make it hanging on the door there. I'll make him feel a bit better about it. I have actually got that shirt, by the way.
The Sars one.
The Sars one, yeah. I've got the Sars one here. It's not. I'm not wearing it. I've got the Sars one. Here.
Oh, excellent,
guys. We are looking after him. Very.
Is it not just? Does it not feel like a cheat code? Because there was talk last season when we had Louis Barry. He was basically a cheat code. Like, do you not feel the same having Anthony Sarcevic as part of your squad, given that he just wins promotion everywhere he goes?
I think that the good thing about Sars is that he's no frills, but everything he does is just an 8 or 9. Like there is no 5, there's no 6. You're up there with him, and we've missed him. He's had a couple of games where he's been out injured, and you've seen the drop off massively. And for me, like without a doubt, the best signing we've made in the last, I'd say, 10 years.
Oh, it's such a nice change. Oh God, yeah, there'll probably be a few more next season. I'll send you a list of the out of contract lads for this coming summer, and we can pick through. I'm all for that because the sheer piss that would boil of grown men.
I know, imagine it.
I've got a mate who my mate texts me every Saturday when Sheffield United reveal their lineup. He'll be like, oh, he's on the bench. Oh, he wasn't even in the squad at all this weekend. So, why are you telling me? What input do I have in the whole thing? It's irrelevant.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because it's like you kind of look at what he's doing, and I still think that the step up was a step too far too soon. I would have liked to see what he did with you guys. I think that it was sensational for you guys, and I'd have liked to have seen that. And we aren't gonna. Well, maybe we will, but I mean, by the way, first and second in the league. Can we talk about that?
Look at us. I wish I had the Paul Rudd meme right now. I was like, look at us. Look, who would have thought? Not me.
I'd have thought it about one of us, but not mine.
Yeah. I was banging the Bradford drum all summer. From the moment you got promoted, I was saying you'd be up there. And as of the 2nd of November, you are still up there.
Yeah, up there. If they could end the league now, I'm not bothered about titles. End it now.
Yep.
I'll take it.
I am bothered about titles because we've won the National League North title, National League and League Two. So it's the completism now.
You've got that Wrexham thing as well that you've got to keep going one better than them.
Not interested in them. Some people are. Some people have nothing in their lives, but I'm loved. I have value, apparently. So I'm told. I've not found it yet, but people tell me I've got value. Yeah. Normally when I'm like on a bridge hanging off, pissed. That's usually it. Like, you have value in it. You have something to live for. You're doing a podcast with Liam Chew on Monday. I texted Dave Philbin yesterday, who was Hannah's first surprise guest, and I said I'm convinced it's going to be Hannah and Matt Bryan on Sunday night. I've just got this feeling because she's going there. I've got this feeling that's what's happening. And he said, "Well, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but unless she's lying to me as well, then that's not what's happened." This is I've had 3 little treats the last few weeks. It's been a joy, and I tell you what, when Hannah comes back next week, some things are going to change. Well, I don't know what, but something's going to change.
I mean, look, you've taken the reins now, haven't you? You've fully got control of this. So Hannah's now got to fall in line and just understand that this ship does sail when she's not here. It's just got to be dealt with. Sail
might be a push. I'd say it's. Is it listing? Oh, listing's where you're in a bit of a panic, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm learning something new.
I'm not up on my. It's amazing given how many phrases I have a nautical origin. It's amazing how I don't know what half of the other ones are.
You have nautical knowledge.
Yeah, like there's not enough room to swing a cat. That's nautical.
Is it?
Yeah. A cat is a whip that they used to use, presuming to knock black people into shape. I'm assuming. I mean, I don't want to go down that road, but I'm assuming that's what it is. Oh, she's back, is she?
I've got to see
Look,
it.
it comes-
There's a surprise for you there, Nick.
Hello.
Things are changing. They are changing. Someone might mention actual XG next week. Someone.
Well, I was going to mention it tonight, but
Hannah, I've got XG on here.
Do you know what?
you fucking little teacher's pet.
It's for Bradford Cheltenham game, but I've got.
Oh right, okay.
The XG was 1 for Cheltenham. That was it.
Do you know what's funny? So StatsBomb at £60,000 a year does not include FA Cup. So I picked a really good week because I would have had nothing to say without the support of the.
Flash Score has XG, I believe, for the FA Cup. I'll double check. We were Tranmere away, the game that none of us have seen, that might as well not have happened.
Bradford game,
no
stats at all.
Flash Score don't have XG either.
Well, it's because they can't get the feed, isn't it? So they can't get the feed to analyse it. So it's a funny one.
Yeah, talk to me about it. I best do the admin. Just hold tight while I do the admin.
I will pop off again. I just came to, let you know that Big Mother was watching.
Truly watching. Yeah, well, you just dip in and out as you desire.
Anna, before he goes, could that video have gone any better?
No, it worked really well.
Well, I mean, I was about 3 seconds away from assuming there was some sort of technical gremlins, and I was about to close it and just fly solo for the next hour.
That was the point.
Liv sat over here, and when you reacted, she went, "Oh, he's going to be so disappointed when it's you."
Well, I was just telling him, Hannah, I was convinced it was you and Matt Bryan.
I know, and do you know what? Matt and I had a conversation last night about how it could have been, and if we'd have done what we did 24. Because so I dropped Matt's stuff off last night. He's got that Star shirt as well. So if that had happened 24 hours later, or my plans for today had been any different, one day we'll make it happen.
It will happen. It will happen. Right, you pop in and out as you desire, Hannah. If you find XG at any point, that would really help us.
All right, latest baby.
Latest baby. We are, of course, proudly sponsored by Blackbird Kitchen, on the pans at Gorilla Manchester, on the grills at Impossible Manchester, and on the fryers at Len's Chippy Joylsden, and making a bloody good job of it, by the sounds of it. If you like, rate, review, subscribe, share, follow us on all the stuff, that would be very much appreciated. In terms of our non-county episodes, the latest one is out now, available on Spotify and all good podcast players, and some mediocre ones as well, where I chatted to Dutch Uncle's Basement and county fan Robin Richards about his brand new debut solo album, which you can listen to on Spotify, as well as the podcast. Listen to the podcast, listen to the album on Spotify, and then, because of the way that artists are remunerated, always wanted to use the word remunerated on a podcast, fucking done, 38.5, and I've done it. Because of the way that Spotify works, they make more money from vinyl sales, and there are, I believe, tour dates coming up soon, so we will see you there. Right, we will get on to some FA Cup action. I'm just thinking about the S&M dungeon now it's been mentioned in the comments.
I was just going to ask, can we talk about that?
How is it
whipped for the last 24 hours?
How is it? I'd be a broken man. How nice is it doing, like, hosting and producing a podcast with someone who's a viral sensation?
Hannah.
Hannah, yeah. Have you seen the views that thread's got?
Yeah, it's a strange one. I think it's weird because I think a parent's booked it, which makes it even stranger. More funny because obviously we know what Hannah's like. The people that are reading it that obviously don't know Hannah that are liking it, they don't know. Like, that will have been such an awkward. I mean, I've met Hannah's dad.
Yes,
that will have such an awkward conversation to have, and I think that's even funnier than them actually booking an S&M dungeon to stay in.
Yeah,
with kids. Kids.
Yeah, there was one reply on the tweet that just said, "Oh, and you let your children stay there? Shame on you." It's like, oh
Yeah.
my god! I love if you scroll far enough down any tweet, you will find the weirdos. It does not matter what the tweet's about. It's fucking brilliant.
If you check the quote tweets, you'll find a weirder one because I've asked for the location and a link.
Excellent. If you can send that over to me once we're finished here, I'd love that. Thank you. Right. Well, first things first. FA Cup. You were also in action this weekend. How did you get on?
Why you got to do that to me? Why?
Oh,
Why have we got...
are you actually get knocked? Did you actually get knocked out?
Have you not heard what happened?
No.
Okay, buckle up, because you are about to hear the wildest. I know we all talk about referees, right? And I always try and be not impartial, but I try and see a bit of balance, because I think we give referees a lot of stick. I think when referees do well, we should praise them, and we don't do that enough. So I try and do that. Yesterday, Cheltenham got a free kick a minute into the game. As the Cheltenham player has kicked the ball, the referee, who's looking at the box, has blown his whistle and has started walking towards the box as if he's seen something going on. The ball's been whipped in. Isaac Hutchinson has just headed it in at corner, and referee's just gone, yeah, go on, goal. On the replay, he blows his whistle as the lad kicks it. He's walking towards the box, and then he just goes, yeah, go on, goal. And just lets it stand.
Oh my god!
And then he denied it. He denied it to Alexander at halftime. Said he didn't blow his whistle. Said the whistle came from somewhere else, either in the ground or on a pitch, because there was a match on behind. But you see him actually blow it. Then he said there were two whistles, and then he said there were no whistle at all. So Alexander's got sent off at full time because Alexander's gone nuts with him after he's seen the footage. So
Quite
Alexander's
right.
got sent. And we've lost 1-0. Now, we haven't lost 1-0 because of that. We've lost 1-0 because in the 90 minutes, we had 28 shots or something like that and didn't score one. We didn't do enough. However, so I spoke to someone really high up in referees last night. I won't say names because I don't want to get in trouble. But I'll tell you after.
Well, thank you to Howard Webb anyway.
Yeah, well...
Thank you to Pierluigi Collina.
What he said was, he says there are a couple of scenarios here. He said either referee's blown it by accident, at which point the game has to stop and he has to deliver a drop ball, or the free kick has to be retaken. There have been two whistles, in which case he has to stop and retake the free kick, because the first whistle would stop it, the second whistle would restart it, and the game hasn't stopped. The players carried on, so he would need to drag it back. Or somebody else has blown a whistle, in which case he would need to stop the game, bring it back, and retake the free kick. And he would have to stop the game until they found who that person was, and they'd need to sort that problem out. Those are the
Executed them.
Yeah, those are the three scenarios that should happen. And the one that shouldn't happen is he just goes, yeah, go on, you're all right, play on, have your goal. And that's the one he took. So we lost 1-0 to Cheltenham. Now, don't get me wrong. So I spoke to Steve Cotterill because he randomly, a few years ago, there was some stuff in a few news press things that went out. And when we were doing Look Sports Media, he got in touch and he said, oh, this person's wrote this about me. I was like, it don't work for us, blah, blah, blah. We've stayed in touch ever since. We just randomly text. And I text this morning. I went, I'm quite sure how to take that, Steve. And he was like, he says, I don't really know what's happened. He said, the referees obviously allowed it to play on. He says, we've got to play. I'm like, no, I get it. I do get it from your perspective. You've got to just what you've got to get. But there's just no explanation for why. But one thing that the guy in the Referees Association that I spoke to last night said that there is absolutely zero chance that they would ever get replayed for that.
Yeah, no chance. Yeah,
because there were some Bradford fans saying it should be replayed. Don't get me wrong. I said yesterday morning I was happy to go out. I'm not bothered about the FA Cup this season. We're having a phenomenal season in the league. I would rather just deal with that. I'm not bothered about cup runs. We've done enough cup runs over the year, but it's more it's the way it happened that's made me go, do you know, a bit irritating is that?
So I'm trying to put myself in the referee's mind for a second. So there's either, with it being so early in the game, maybe he's just thought, oh, well, there's plenty of time for it to even itself out. And then it hasn't.
It hasn't. I think he's just panicked. I genuinely think he's panicked. And I think he's just he's not known what to do. Because he wasn't looking. I don't know if he's blown the whistle to tell them to take the free kick. But because he's not looking, he don't realise they've actually run up and they're hitting it as he's blown. So,
Yeah.
but as he does it, you watch all the Bradford players, including the guy that's marking Isaac Hutchinson, turn around and look at the referee, and Hutchinson runs to the back post and heads it over. So that's the thing. It's the man marking Isaac Hutchinson stops and turns to look at the referee because he's blown his whistle. Because they've seen the kick and then the whistle. It's bizarre. But
it's not even like you can use the whole, it's basic stuff, you should always play to the whistle. He did play to
the whistle. We played beyond the whistle, apparently.
I think there is an element of referees just... So me and Ben, aka County Shirts, we've talked about this at length on here before. So at our playoff semi with Salford a couple of years ago, the header that Jack Stretton scored to take the second leg to extra time and penalties, funnily enough, seems we mentioned him. So there's the long throw comes in, it bounces around in the box a bit, and then Sars. It's not an overhead kick, it's not a bicycle kick, it's acrobatic. His foot is at head height as he flicks it into the 6-yard box, and then Jack Stretton heads it in. Cue pandemonium. But if you watch it back, as Sars goes in with the high foot, you see the referee put his whistle to his lips. And then 2 seconds later, the ball's in the back of the net, 9,000 people jumping about, players going, and the ref clearly just thinks, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having this. No chance. And just lets the goal stand. We go on to win on penalties. It's like 4 minutes. 4 minutes left of extra time, and that happens, and the referee just bottles it. So it does happen.
It happened with us the last game of the season, the way we came up. If you watch it wasn't Sarsevic's goal, but it's been given to Sars.
Good job no one got tattoos or anything, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. But I waited until it was officially his goal and they didn't take it off him. But for me, if they believe it was Sars's goal, Sarcevic is offside.
Yeah.
But I dare that linesman to put his flag up because he would not have got out of there alive. He genuinely wouldn't have got in. Like, there's no way he would have got away with putting his flag up in that. It just wouldn't have happened. 96 minute in front of 25,000 people. Imagine. Not good. Not good.
You don't tend to see officials getting police and steward escorts off the pitch anymore.
We did that day.
I was going to say that seems like a prime candidate for it, but yeah, it used to be like a regular thing. But it used to be for nothing as well. The referee would get like a smattering of booze at half time off the back of one decision, and the stewards and police would be like, "Come on, mate, come with me." It's like, mate, come on, let's leave it for something like properly, some like level of corruption that you see in the South American countries, that sort of thing.
Well, I've actually just speaking of corruption, and it's not League One related, which feels weird to say because I'm used to saying League Two. But just speaking of corruption, I've just seen a thing about Cristiano Ronaldo and about
yes, I've seen this
about the corruption about getting him to 1,000 goals.
Yeah,
he got a penalty in the 14th minute of 6 minutes of added time.
Yeah,
he's averaging a penalty every other game.
Yeah, he's scored like 40 odd penalties or something since he's been there. And what got me, as if all that isn't annoying enough, it's the fact that on some sports account posted a video of him, a video of the penalty, and they've captioned it, "What a goal by Cristiano Ronaldo." No, I am not having... Apart from, there's one outlier, the penalty that Voltemada took for Newcastle the other week.
And I still
that's a goal of the season contender.
I don't know how he hit it like that.
I've never seen anything like it. I went and bought a football the following day and went out on the park, like, trying to do it. Turns out it's a professional athlete sort of thing. It's not like... He's been
learning from the great Cam Toman, hasn't he? Football.
Of course, yeah. Oh, God, we had a good chat about that on Tuesday night, on Monday night on the way to Port Vale.
What about the Bradford Park Avenue commentary?
Yeah,
it's so fun. I enjoy doing it, and I really like working with like a local club. But the fact that I get to do commentary and I just get to make up random people's names about and pretend they were footballers, and but yeah, no. In all seriousness, not Cam Toman. For me, he learned it from the great Barry Conlon, who I believe played for you as well.
Played is a stretch.
He could take a penalty.
He signed for us. There's a picture of him holding a scarf up.
Yeah. He could take a penalty. But he didn't do much more than that. I loved him, me, Big Barry Conlon. He got caught over Christmas when he were here playing for us, doing cocaine at an house party with fans.
Well, I think he had a drink driving arrest while he was with us and stuff, and that, just one of many. That's just his thing, I think. On Bradford Park Avenue, I'm glad you mentioned them because that's a club. I think if you look back at our time in non-league, particularly National League North, there's fond memories of like Bradford Park Avenue. It's like just a proper club. Like I did enjoy. Was there not a whole thing about them wanting City to change the name to Manningham at some point?
Possibly back in the day.
And then Bradford changed the name to Bradford brackets Park Avenue, which I thought was delightfully petty.
So, well, they are known as Bradford, and we are Bradford City. So when people say Bradford, they generally mean Park Avenue. But I mean, what a lot of people I don't think realise, because you look at where Park Avenue are now, there was a time where Park Avenue, they were the bigger club.
Yeah.
Club, bigger crowds. My light's just died. I'm going to plug it in. Bigger crowds and beautiful stadium. Like they don't obviously play there anymore, but like I've looked back. It obviously before my time, but I've looked at the pictures. A back-to-back stand which backed with the cricket ground. So you walk to the back of the stand through a door and down the other side, and you were sat in the cricket ground. Like that's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I'm enjoying working with Park Avenue. It's a good setup. It's a proper non-league club. It's proper, like you sit and have a drink with players and manager and stuff afterwards in bar. Everyone just kind of gets together and it's great. They've lost once this season. They should go up. Realistically, they should go up. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's getting very. Well, it's always been quite interesting down there, particularly the top two tiers of non-league. But it's got very interesting now, but in a different way, because the logjam seems to be clear. In terms of the properly massive clubs, they've pretty much mostly gone now, and now it is Football League clubs who've kind of fallen on hard times, but not huge. Like the likes of like Oldham dropping down there, yourself. Like if you drop down at any point, because that was a very real fear at one point that you could drop.
We have not. It was a fear, and it wasn't that long ago that it was a fear. But no, we've not. We've not dropped. I did think we were gonna around 2020 COVID time when we were sat with Stuart McCall were in charge, but we were sat I think 21st, 22nd, and I just started working at the club, and I knew that he had transfer budget, but he didn't feel like he needed to spend it. He felt the squad was good enough, and everyone was like, "You've got money there. Go and bring some players in because we are in trouble." And then we got rid of him, and we're interims, and then Derek Adams came, and even then we didn't look like we'd escaped it. Mark Hughes came in, and Mark Hughes I don't think gets the credit he deserves because of the way it ended, and people always talk about that playoff game, but Mark Hughes was the first manager since Parkinson that kind of united us as a fan base, that brought everyone back on board, and it was because it was Mark Hughes. You know, let's be honest, it was Mark Hughes who wouldn't get excited in League Two seeing him for the first time come down. So and then we've landed with Graham Alexander, and like, there's tweets out there from me. I wanted Alexander before Mark Hughes. He was my first choice. And I remember when we announced him, one of our friends who works at Salford, I just got a text and it just said, "That's Bradford up next season." And he was spot on. And they think so highly of him at Salford. And it's weird because you walk down the tunnel and he's walking down in his Bradford gear, but his face is on the wall. There's a big mural of Graham Alexander in the tunnel at Salford. So they think highly of him. And yeah, I mean, look, we're thriving at the minute. It's people kept saying we're on a bounce. It's a bounce. You're bouncing. You're on your promotion wave. It's like we're in November now. Like it comes a time where actually you've got to go probably a good side.
We're not far away from the halfway point of the season now. You know that's coming over the next 6 to 7 weeks or so. It's you're very much in the shake-up now. That's
we won't go up. I don't believe we'll go up. I don't believe we'll be close. But the teams that we've beaten in this first 13, 14 games, like I'd have laughed at you if you'd have told me we'd have beaten them last season. Like I'd have laughed at you. Even yourselves, and I still maintain, I'll say this, I'm not just blowing smoke up Stockport fans' asses here. the best half of football I've seen any team play in probably 10 years. Was you guys.
I mean, I've seen county fans on the boards who've been going for like 50, 60 years, and they've said that was the best half of football they've ever seen.
You just weren't clinical in the final bit, and it just second half we changed and it worked, and it had to be SARS, didn't it? It had to be.
Of course it did. Of course it did.
So we'll go. Let's go back to FA Cup. I've got my stats here. Do you want me to read you some stats?
Well, what we'll do, we're returning one of our key features, which is the random county non-league goal of the week, as sourced by Chris Eaton. And to mark 4 years today since Dave Challoner took the job, we have got his first ever Edgeley Park goal as a manager, and also his first ever league goal. So we'll have that, and then we'll get on to some FA Cup chat.
Let's do it.
If it works. No, maybe we won't, because it's not working.
I'll recreate it if you want.
A real killer instinct.
yeah. I'll send you.
Like you say, just pull the trigger and the chance is gone.
Here's a chance, though, maybe for Quigley inside the box. Oh, yes! Scott Quigley had the presence of mind to turn it from his right foot onto his left. He slides it into the bottom corner and then slides in front of the main stand to celebrate the opening goal of this evening's game. It's Stockport County 1, Bromley 0.
Nice.
It turned into Pele for 3 months. It was so weird. It was very, very peculiar, very peculiar. So you touched on it when we were talking FA Cup a minute ago. You said the priority for you is very much on the league, given how well you're doing and everything. So a cup runs is that always the case with you? Are you always kind of not asked about the FA Cup? Because obviously, I suppose it is different for you because you've had runs beyond anyone's wildest dreams in the lower leagues. Like,
we've done things in the cup that most people will never ever see their team do, and I'll never see my team do again. I think we've had some shit times this last 6 years, but I think over the last 12 years, it's been the best time to follow this football club. Like the cup runs that we went on from 2013 through to 2016, playoffs in 2016-17, obviously then a relegation, playoffs in 22-23, and then to go up the way we did last season. We have had some good times. People don't like it and they like to be a bit negative, but that's football fans. But for me, weirdly, the cup that I probably care about the most is the EFL Trophy. Yeah. Because for me, it's an easy hit at Wembley. I don't like the Premier League youth teams.
No,
can't stand that. But
do you think that's going to come to a head soon? Do you think a decision is going to be made with that soon, or are they just going to bury their heads in the sand and carry on as they are?
No, I think it's a testing ground. I think we will see Premier League under-21s teams enter the pyramid for the league on overall.
That might be the point at which I just hand over the football side of this podcast to Hannah, and because I think that there's a few things that would see it just be the end for me, like being as invested in county as I am. One of them is moving ground, which luckily is not going to be happening, and the other one is that I think if we went down the route that they go down in like Spain and Italy and Germany, where they have like, it's not for me. That's one of the things. That's one of the key things that the English pyramid has going for it. For me, I think that it's all like we talked about Bradford Park Avenue, this amazing history that they've had. Yet they're in Division 6, and a lot of people wouldn't even ever know they exist. So
8, mate, they're in Division 8 now.
What? When did this happen?
They went back-to-back relegations. They're in the
See, this is what happens.
They're in the pitching in North East Counties division.
Right, pitching in. I'm not having this. Leagues at that level should be sponsored by industrial adhesives. I don't make the rules. It should be Unibond. It should be Evo Stick. That's who should be sponsored. Anyone that advertises on TalkSport should be sponsoring leagues at that level. Tool Station.
Yeah. Oh, I love a good Tool Station sponsorship. Bring back.
That's where Hannah stayed.
Yeah, yeah. Bring back LDV vans and we'll.
Yes, now you're talking.
That was a proper one. But no, they're in the 8th tier. They got back-to-back relegations and really, really, really bad time down there. So yeah, they're in the league with the likes of Thackley and Ossett Albion or Ossett United. I think they've merged now. I think it's Grimsby United or something like that. This is
my God.
Lincoln United. There is a Grimsby team in there. They are playing some really Heaton Stannington. Like these are teams that I've commentated on this season, and it's been like I've never heard of some of them.
No, I mean I've been playing Football Manager for like 25 years. I always download the lower league database that goes down to like tier 10. I have not heard of half of them teams that you just even I am like nope.
Yeah, Pontefract.
You could have made them up.
Like I went to Pontefract Collieries away. Like incredible. Hey, do you know what? It's good. Like for me, I'm enjoying because I'm getting to see proper football. Like, and when I say proper, it is proper football. And to be fair, the squad that they've got, by the way, Park Avenue, they've got Mark Beavers, who was at I think Brentford and some big EFL clubs. They've got Marcus Carver, who was up front 2 years ago for Hartlepool before they got relegated.
Our old nemesis when he was at Chorley, I think.
Marcus Brown, who was at Barrow a couple of seasons ago. Luke Hendry, who was at Bradford City. He was in League Two with Morecambe last season. Mate, they've got like a lower league EFL All-Star team playing in the 8th tier, and they've only lost one game, and it's weird to see. But yeah, Matt Beavers captain. Like,
I'd imagine that's what Baller League is like if I cared enough to find out what it is.
Yeah, I think it's probably a Baller League. Probably gets a little bit more publicity than the pitching in North East Counties division. But I think that it's definitely it's there. It's part of it.
Yeah. So I think I very much differ from you with the FA Cup, and that is purely because I've been going since '94. The only good FA Cup draws we've had, we drew 2-2 at Goodison Park in 95-96 and then lost 3-2 in a replay at home. No other good FA Cup ties apart after that until we got West Ham at home, which was during lockdown, so no one could go.
Yeah,
that's been it. Obviously, the Bolton replay is probably my favourite memory ever watching County. It was just my favourite game I've ever been to. It was fantastic. But
that was the year
we have still not.
That was when you signed SARS.
Yeah. Yeah. So Challinger's first game was the Bolton away game, and then he had that league game that we played the clip from, and then it was Bolton at home. Yeah. So SARS had just come in like a couple of weeks, but I think the draw was made like the week after he signed.
Was it Ollie Crankshaw as well? Ollie Crankshaw.
Yeah, he signed at the same time, yeah, because he scored the 5th against Bolton. Yeah.
He signed it from us, didn't you?
Yes, we did, that's right, yeah. He was always someone I was a big fan of when he was at Curzon. He came up against us a couple of times. I really liked him. He had a bit of something. I mean, so I'm very much...
I do say I don't care about cups, right? But even this year, we've had a pretty decent cup time. Like we beat Stoke away 3-1, we beat Blackburn away, and we went to Newcastle. We lost 4-1, but Andy Cook scored. Like,
you had the storyline moment, that whole thing for the narrative, and not just if you told someone who was uninformed that Andy Cook had scored for Bradford at Newcastle, they'd assume it was a tap-in or a header from a corner or something. They would not be. I was going mental when I went. There's something about it going in off the bar that really arouses me. I think it's an actual fetish. We were into it.
Obviously, you were probably closer to the pitch than we were. We were at the back, and do you know what? Like, we were 3-0 down at that point, and we were all just turning to each other, and we were like, let's just get Cook scores. That's all we cared about. And then we were like, it might take us an hour or two, but if Andy Cook scores, we're going on that pitch. Like, we've got to try and get down. But mate, 14 flights of stairs to get up to get to the bottom of the top tier. 14 flights of stairs, and then you've got to walk all the way up.
How do they not have more medical emergencies there?
Mate, there were kids having like meltdowns because they were so high up. Like, I wasn't far off. I was sat down thinking, I'm gonna throw up. Like, I kind of hope we didn't score because I didn't want to move. But yeah, when it went in, like, that's again, we're at that point, like, kind of desensitized to those things because we have had really, really good cup moments. Chelsea away, like, things like that. Look, it'll never happen again. And we've been in the Premier League, so we've also had those big moments too. But you guys, look, I've said this. I've said it since before a ball will kick this season. I said it when I came on earlier this season. You guys will win this league. I still think that. You'll go on in the Championship, and I think you'll kick on from there. I do think that you will play Premier League football in the next 10 years.
Well, so every October, I always make some bold pronouncement about which way the season's going to go. So last year, I said we'd lose in the playoffs. This was mid-October. I said we'll come close, but we'll lose out in the playoffs. I was right. I've not been wrong for about 10 years on this. I'm really good. And I boldly said last week, all the WhatsApp group, I was like, we're going up as champions. I'm convinced of it now. Which I'm sure will be fine. People enjoy that. It'll all be all right. But what I am... Well, yeah. But what I am dying for now is an actual good cup run. Fully prepared to get Wigan away in the draw tomorrow night, and so then we'll have played him in every cup as well as the league. Well, that's what it's going to be. And the saving grace is pretty much every season, even when we had to go through the qualifying rounds, when we got to like the first round proper, as they call it, there'd be people saying, they'd pick like whoever was at the top of League One and be like, I want them away. It's like, what? Why? It's a horrible trip. Like, but we've had none of that this year because we are the highest team in it. We're the team that people are looking at and going, I'd love them away. So I've not had to like police these terrible takes on social media. So it's been a very relaxing week for me because usually I just spend my whole week of cup draw week just policing terrible takes. Like, genuinely, if someone was to say on the Facebook group or wherever, I want Cardiff away, I think I'd be asking for like IP addresses and stuff like that. I'd have to like march round and punch them in the throat because that would be just absolutely preposterous. But for all the talk last few weeks of us only performing for one half, we kind of flipped it yesterday because admittedly my knowledge of it is based on the fantastic commentary from BBC Radio Manchester, but the first half seemed like such a non-event. It was just, and genuine to the point, because we'd not made a lot of changes. It was a very strong. That's been a bugbear of many people since we came back into the league, that we don't tend to show much respect to the cup competitions. Like the teams we've put out in the League Cup, we've been basically putting like under 17 sides out for League Cup games a lot of the time, and then wondering why we get knocked out. But this, it seemed like we're actually going for it, and given the money that the owner has pumped in, I think it'd be rude not to go for a cup run and try and claw some cash back, because we are something happens to him, God forbid, touch wood, we're knackered. that doesn't get discussed enough. We're absolutely fucked. So it's genuinely really nice to see us. I think there was 2 or 3 changes yesterday, changes people probably would have made anyway, and then it just seemed a case of the class eventually telling. I know Tranmere have got about 8 or 9 players out injured, which is something we know all about. We've had plenty of that. So it's just their goal aside, which not to lump this pressure on his shoulders. It was an Ethan Pye own goal because the shot's going wide, it hits Ethan Pye and goes in. It's an own goal, but very calm. It didn't panic when we conceded, as there's maybe we've had a tendency, certainly against you, once we conceded the equaliser against you, we just absolutely shat ourselves and just kept dropping deeper.
It was just going one way. Once that equaliser went in, and I took some stick at half time, I will say. I had fans, because I was sat in the home end, I had fans coming up to me at half time going, not very good, are you? And I was like, no, we're absolutely shite. Anyway, went 1-1, and I just looked at Hannah and I was like, Sarcevic. So it's got, obviously, we had Charlotte with us, and me and Charlotte were arguing on the way back to the car because I was just going, "Oh, you're not very good, are you?" And like it was, and she was getting so angry. Hannah just tuned out because she just said it were like two children arguing. I was like, "Yeah, it was." I found it absolutely brilliant. But I think you're right. Like one thing I'll say is that Tranmere are having not a great season in League Two. I think for them to get to 55 minutes against you without conceding is a big positive for them, especially having like the injuries that they've got. And they've signed. Tranmere are a weird one because they've signed this year. They've kind of done what Burton did 2 years ago in League One, and they've signed really good players. They've signed winners. They've signed promotion winners. They signed our captain, and it's just not worked. And you look at it, 55 minutes, 1-0. They equalised 15 minutes later, which again is massive. There's teams that are struggling to break you guys down in League One. Top end League One teams struggling against you guys. It's a credit to them to actually get on the scoreboard, and whether it's an own goal or not, I don't know. But I will say, first half, I got it analysed, and there were only two key incidents in the first half, which was Tranmere's first chance in the 8th minute, where Charlie Whittaker he drags wide of the post, and then you guys Fevrier's shot, which the keeper tips over the bar. That's the two main things of the talking points of the first half. A little bit more happening in the second half, thankfully. Yeah,
it did say just from the updates from people who were there. They said it was a real non-event of a first half, and we have had well, not necessarily first half. We've had a few non-event halves this season. That's for sure. But all credit to them. A player I'd like you to talk to me about, as someone who watched a lot of League Two last season, Nathan Lowe, because he's 3 in his last 3 now. As recent as 2 weeks ago, I think most of the fan base would have quite happily had Stoke recall him in January, and something has just clicked this last couple of weeks. His off the ball work is absolutely fantastic for someone so young. Talk to me about Nathan Lowe.
Yeah. I think you're right. I'm going to just make a point. I just want to check my stats here, just make sure I get the opposition right before we go into it. Yeah, something did click with Nathan Lowe. It was Port Vale's player's jaw earlier in the week. Nathan Lowe should not have been on the pitch yesterday. Nathan Lowe should be serving a very lengthy ban, whether people want to admit it or not. That was, if you do that outside of football, you are arrested. You are arrested and you are thrown in jail. That was assault. He should not be playing football for you right now. So it has, look, Nathan Lowe, there's a little bit of a with us because Walsall and obviously what happened, and Nathan Lowe didn't want to go to Stoke. He wanted to stay at Walsall. He had a phenomenal first half of the season. He left, and they brought in Ethan Wheatley from Man United on loan as Nathan Lowe's replacement. And the first team they played was us, and we beat them 3-0. And we were the team that started that run. If you go back, we're the first team to beat them, and then that run is horrific. So we started it and we finished it with the last kick on the last game of the season. So don't get me wrong, I like Nathan Lowe. What he did on Tuesday or whenever it was you played Vale, I can't get behind it. I sent it to Hannah. Obviously, Hannah couldn't watch it because she didn't have great Wi-Fi. I was like, surely he gets a ban, but the referee's claiming that he saw it and it's a yellow card. I don't think the ref did. I think he spoke at Lino. I think the Lino's.
It takes the referee so long to blow that it's definitely the Lino who's alerted. And I'm pretty sure there's precedent. If the referee hasn't specified in his report that he saw it, then but apparently not. And I did enjoy Nathan Lowe getting asked about it in the interview after, and made out that it was just to come in together, and then seeing these county fans say, "See, it wasn't a punch." He said it wasn't. Like, yes, of course he said it wasn't. He's not going to come out in the interview and go, "Yeah, clocked him, bruv."
Yeah, he looks over his shoulder, changes direction, and then just fucking lamps him. It's a punch. He doesn't like how the Lino hasn't seen that from where the Lino stood is just staggering anyway. But to pretend it was anything other than a punch and flip the script. If a Port Vale player had done that to Nathan Lowe, Stockport fans would be up in arms. you take it when it's you take it when it's for you. You hate it when it's against you. As a neutral kind of looking at it, and like I say, I'm a big fan of you guys this season, but I can't get behind that. He shouldn't have been on the pitch yesterday, but he came off the bench, I believe, if I've got my things right here, and scored the third goal. So, yeah, look, Nathan Lowe's a very, very good player. It didn't take him as long to get going last season, but a season down. So...
I do seem to... It wouldn't have been... I mean, as good as he was for Walsall in that first half of season, and there were people all summer saying we should go for him, I still maintain that perhaps he's not what we're missing up front. It's pure pace that we're missing up front, and that may well be our undoing at times. It already has been with some of the points we've dropped, because teams are confident getting higher up the pitch because we've got no one like Tanto who's going to be on the shoulder ready to get in behind. There's none of that, so we're struggling at times against that. But it just felt in the summer, Kyle Wotton, if he's fit, he's playing. He's very much Charlie's man. Finally starting to get the appreciation from the fan base that he should have been getting all along. The fact it's taken this long is just... I'm not even surprised, because you look at the voting history of this country. You look at the things that people like to watch on television, maybe BBC One on Christmas Day, that sort of thing. You look at the stuff people are into. Coldplay sell out world tours. You look at the stuff people are into, and I'm not surprised that people just have no taste whatsoever. But we seem to have found this way now where Wotton and Lowe can coexist in the same team. Because there was times earlier in the season where we had either Lowe or Andresen shunted out wide on the right, when they are pure penalty box strikers. They're the very definition of poachers, and we'd have them shunted out on the right. So we seem to have found a way, and it's a common theme for us at the moment, these players who maybe got written off, because Jack Diamond is another one. Crankshaw Mark II, as he's been christened by some of our fans, because he's so frustrating. He's got everything in his locker to really make a difference, and is so frustrating some of the time. But now, again, after Dave Challoner has mentioned his end product being disappointing, he's scored in 2 games in a row, he's assisted in the games before that. So it genuinely does feel like it's coming together. So I, for one, am very excited to get knocked out by Wigan in the next round. It's going to be great.
First of all, I think I love Jack Diamond. I think Jack Diamond, that game that we played, Jack Diamond absolutely tore us to pieces in the first half. It was sensational. And he's had a rough few years as well. So it's good to see him kind of getting that opportunity. I think Nathan Lowe was signed to kind of maybe not oust, but kick the arse of Kyle Wotton a bit. I think he was signed as Nathan Lowe's coming in to take your spot. What are you going to do about it? And we did the same with Verdane Oliver and Andy Cook, and he had that 31 goal season off the back of it. Did Cook, because he knew he were getting booted out. And I think for me, I don't think you needed a Nathan Lowe. I actually think if you were looking for someone who's going to get in behind and be a little bit pacey, a little bit sneaky, and that kind of poacher, or running in and just getting those sort of easier goals, you guys would have been better with Alfie May. He ended up at Huddersfield. He's playing out, either playing in CDM or out on the wing.
It's bonkers what's going on there.
Yeah, so for me, Alfie May was proven at this level. Nathan Lowe wasn't, and that was the big thing. Alfie May was one that I think you would have been. He much suits you compared to Huddersfield. He suits you so much better, and I think he would have done really well. Him alongside someone like Kyle Wotton, you'll get a decent return. But yeah, look, Nathan Lowe still remains to be seen whether he can do it consistently at this level. Yeah. But he's got all the attributes. It's just I don't know. That on Tuesday showed a side to him that we didn't see last season, and it just kind of makes you think: has he got a little bit of a dodgy temperament? Now that players have seen that, are they going to be in his ear throughout the entire game? Are they going to be winding him up? Is he going to react? And that's down to Charlie to kind of manage. But fair play to him. Scored some goals, so we'll
at the same time, it's probably for the best that he didn't get sent off against Port Vale, because that would have brought on another one of my major irritations of football. Well, not of football, of football fans. And that is a player getting sent off for something completely brainless and avoidable, and then getting applauded by the fans as he walks down the tunnel. Genuinely, my head is on Mars every time it happens.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh, right? So we've got a story of that. So a few years ago, Brad Halliday got sent off in the last minute for us for a second yellow, and the fans applauded him off, and I was sat right in front of it, and I was like, "Wait, why are you applauding him?" Anyway, during the post match, when someone's being interviewed, Brad Halliday's walking out, and Andy Cook starts having a go at him from back at the stand, and he's like, all you hear Andy Cook do is he shouts something like, "Oh, I'm on a yellow. Look at this divvy. I'm on a yellow, so I'll boot him into the stand." And it's like that was the perfect. That was like, because I was in there at the time, still like 5-6 foot away from it, and I'm like, that's the reaction. That is what you should be reacting like. It's a silly red card. It's got you a ban, and what is going on? We had it last season. Richie Smallwood, 4 games before the end of the season, away at Swindon. Goes over the top of the ball 15 minutes in when we're 2-0 up away from home, gets a straight red card, gets applauded off the pitch. Like, what do you mean? That cost us the title. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm really glad we didn't win it, because the way we did it, I'll never, ever top. But don't applaud it. Like, absolutely don't applaud it. That could cost you so much. And if he had got sent off, who knows? You know, you turn around, Kyle Wootton gets injured in your next game. What do? You've got a player that's going to be out for. I mean, if it had been sent off, it would have been upgraded. It wouldn't have been a 3-game ban. That would have been upgraded to a long ban, because that was horrific. So, yeah.
And this is that whole incident is something I'll be bringing up many times. You see, anytime one of our fans complains about a referee this season, I will get to use a tried and tested line. It all evens itself out in the end, and I will publish that video. Done. Yeah. Jobs are good. My mate who's watching has just texted me and pointed out that I gave Christian Dennis a standing ovation when he got sent off, but he'd punched Sean McConville in the stomach, and Sean McConville is my most hated county player ever, so it's okay. So yes, I know I'm a hypocrite, but in that case, I'd if I could go back and have my time again, I'd applaud him again. I absolutely would, because it was a very, very enjoyable moment. Right, before we wrap up, because I've got to go to work in less than an hour, we should talk. We've got Luton at home Saturday. A new managerial appointment. Not just new as in new for the club, but his first managerial job. What's as a purveyor of League One action, what are your thoughts on that appointment? How do you see it going?
This is going to be really tough, I think, for anyone coming up against Luton in these first few games, because, like you say, it's not just a new appointment, it's a new manager. No one knows really what he's going to do. I don't think he knows what he's going to do.
No.
And I think that's what makes it really...
we've had managers like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But you kind of look at it, and let's be honest, on paper, Luton probably one of the strongest squads in the league.
Yeah.
Like, silly amounts of money. Naki Wells, £28,000 a week in League One.
Yeah.
Silly money. It's going to be really, really interesting. I was shocked when they appointed him, because for me, if you've thrown all that money at the squad, they should have gone for a bit. It's like going out and buying a Ferrari and then giving your nan the keys.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a driving license. Here, nan, drive this. Like, that's what it's like. And you know, for me, a bigger name, they've got the money to be able to pull in a championship manager, or you know, someone who's tried at that level. So it's a big risk, but it's got to pay off. You've got Naki Wells up front, who I know very, very well. He's a superb player. He should be scoring goals for fun at this level. Something's gone wrong at Luton. You look at the form: 4 wins and 1 draw in your last 5. 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. A really mixed run for Luton, but 6 points behind, or 6 points outside the playoffs, a country mile behind you. It should be a win. You've got the experience. You've got a manager who's not just experienced at this level, but he's just experienced throughout the game. He's done pretty well, aside from the Premier League Championship, he's done pretty much everything else. He's got
Yeah.
promoted. He's a serial winner. He knows how to grind out results. I can't see past a Stockport win. One thing, and I don't know if you know this. So since the EFL rebranded like 2004, whenever it is, you've never beaten them.
No, we haven't. No, that's right.
Yeah, 5 wins for Luton and 1 draw.
And weirdly, I'm pretty sure we played them in the National League in our first season down there, which is just bonkers. But that's another reason we need to get to the Premier League. And I agree with you that we probably will be in the next 10 years. We'll have either got to the Premier League or had our time in the Premier League and bounced back down. But I can't even remember where I was going now. Yes, so Luton have got the whole thing of National League to the Premier League, and they still go on. It's a big source of pride for them, as it should be. Well, we've got the opportunity to beat that. We have got the opportunity, and we could have Ben Hinchliffe with us. Imagine 47-year-old Ben Hinchliffe playing for us in the Premier League, and that'd be a new Premier League record as well for the oldest player.
You'd beat us. You'd beat us goalkeepers, wouldn't you? With Neville South, we had Neville Southall. He weighed about 19 stone in goal for us because his keeper got injured. He wasn't even a player. He were a goalkeeping coach. We just had to register him. I think he played against Leeds. We got smashed 5-1. Imagine that in a local derby.
Oh God!
Play Neville Southall, who I think's 41 at the time. It genuinely looks like he'd haggle with you over the price of a pair of shoes at a car boot sale. Like, he looks like he'd really want a bargain on some like 2004 Lacoste trainers. Like, he'd take you from £1 down to 90p. That's what he just, yeah. So I mean, look, Ben Hinchliffe, what he's done is great, and it's good to see a club stick with a player like that and give him that opportunity. Goalkeepers can go until they're much older, and I think that's, had he played anywhere else on that pitch, he would not be playing for Stockport now. It's because
absolutely.
And throwing yourself in front of a football, you can throw yourself in front of any football, can't you? You've got to just throw yourself, and he's very, very good. I like Hinchliffe. I'm a big fan of him. I mean, what was he, a wagon driver?
Yeah, he was loving it. He used to have to miss one Saturday game a season because he had to do a course to renew his licence and stuff like that, and it had to be on a Saturday. So there'd be one game a season in National League North that he'd miss. So these new fans don't know. We've got
it with ours. We've got some really self-entitled fans. Like, they don't. We signed James Hansen from Guiseley, and before he could play with us, he had to work 4 weeks' notice at the Co-op.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was amazing.
He used to work at the Co-op, and it's like,
yeah.
People don't get it. Is Colin Doyle, who's our Ben Hinchliffe, he's our goalkeeper coach. He's retired at the end of last season. We paid £1 for him. He had a £1 release clause in his contract, so we just triggered it. Paid £1 for it. Like, people don't get, like, now we're signing players and we're paying money for them. People don't realise where we've come from, and I love it. These stories of the likes of Barry Conlon, we mentioned, like, I genuinely wouldn't trade what I saw in those times. And I know that it's rubbish at the time. You look back and you think, what a ride. Yeah, and you guys have been on a bigger, better ride than we have in the last, obviously, 15 years. I will say, and I do always like to get this on anytime I go on anything Stockport related, we were the team that essentially sent you down out of the EFL. And it was, I was talking to the player who scored the goal against you, Gareth Evans, when we beat you 3-2.
Gareth Evans, yes.
Yeah, like quite a decent goal. And he always remembers that. Like, we have a little chat about it every time. And because for me, we'd have gone down that season if we'd not won that game. That was when we were first time close to dropping out of the EFL. We'd gone down. It was us or you, in my opinion. And when we beat you, you didn't recover from that, and that game propelled us to get a little run together to stay up. So yeah, I always like to get that in, that we sent you where you were. We sent you to like Spartans.
Well, I mean, I'll say this to anyone who will listen, and often to people who won't listen, more often than not. But those times in the National League North, that's my favourite time ever. like following county. It was the first time in my life I'd had like 10, 11 years of going to games on my own because I didn't have any mates who were county fans. So I was going home and away on my own for about a decade. And then I bumped into people I'd known on the way to Alfreton away. I bumped into a lot of people I'd known for years and not seen for a while. And then that became my group to do home and away. And it's a mad thing to say given the times we're seeing now, probably second only to the mid-90s, but it'll overtake what we did in the mid-90s. Right, where we're going to end up at the end of this journey will be higher than... I mean, the journey last time peaked, I think, 9th in the Championship was our highest finish. That was where that... We'll beat that one way or another. Before we wrap up, I have a Bradford/County related question. Thanks to Ian Dowden in the comments. But a two-word question, Liam. Nick Powell.
So... Came off the bench first game, and I text Hannah because Hannah obviously gave quite a scathing review of what we were getting. He came off the bench. I want to say against it would have been Luton. It'll have been around that point, and I text Hannah and I was like, "Don't know what you're talking about. This guy is sensational." Like Stoke away in the cup as well. The ball got crossed in. The referee's blown because everyone's offside. Nick Powell just looks up and just goes, "Okay," goes for an overhead kick. Ball's not even in play. He went for an overhead kick, and we're all watching it going, "This guy's for us. This is one of us." And then randomly, he's injured. We don't know when he got injured. We don't know how he got injured.
Before the school holidays, I'd imagine.
Oh, he was.
Yeah!
We don't know how he's injured. We don't know how long he's injured for. We genuinely don't know much about it. But the one thing about Nick Powell is we're in a position where we've taken him in with a specific role in mind, and it's not necessarily a playing role. It's Nick Powell's done it at higher levels, and you look at the likes of Andy Cook. Andy Cook's done. He's had a season at League One before, and he had a very good season, but he's not had a consistent time at League One level. You've got Bobby Poynton, who's young, who's not played at League One before. You've got Sars, who's been to League One and dropped back down to League Two, so he's never really had that full run. You've got Alex Patterson, who's never had that run. Tyreek Wright, who came to League One, really, really struggled. Callum Kavanagh, who's never had that. All these players. And he's kind of come to sit in the middle of them and be that little wealth of knowledge and say, this is how League One works. And that I actually think that he's done a lot more behind the scenes than people give him credit for. I've been down at the training ground and I've seen like the forwards or the midfielders and the attackers all working together in a group. And he's not been involved in the actual moving, but he's stood at the side dictating. So I feel like he's been signed on a thing of once it's done, and if he does decide to hang up at the end, I feel like it's a progression for him in his career. And look, we aren't stupid to sign Nick Powell from you guys with the view that he will play for us this season properly. Like David Sharp, 2 years ago, absolutely. 2 years ago, we'd have made him our highest paid player. And giving him captain's armband, and we'd be sat 23rd in League Two. But
that's what you should do, because I mean, there's constantly talk about the EFL's fit and proper persons test for football club owners. That's what it should be. The fit and proper persons test should be: you should get Nick Powell should walk into the room, and you should say, right, how many games are you getting out of him? And if they say anything more than 8 a season, they say, sorry, you cannot run a football club. No. Go. How much are you paying him? No, absolutely not. It's interesting that you say that, because I think you're spot on. I think there is an element from a couple of angles. So we signed Connor Lemonade Evans off the back of a couple of good seasons with Torquay when we came up. Didn't fit in, went out on loan. I think he had a couple of loan spells out. He was at Wimbledon and Notts County, if I remember rightly. And then towards the end of our League Two winning season, he got recalled and came back into the side. And him and Nick Powell struck up this friendship that it seemed like an odd couple type of thing. But then on the face, because Evans was a very quiet character, he was a long way from home, very solitary and stuff. Took him a while to settle in. I don't know if Powell sort of saw a bit. I mean, he's never strayed far from home, Powell. But I don't know if Powell must have taken him under his wing or something. But then you've also got the element of him almost being a cautionary tale, because he did an interview with, I think it was The Athletic, when he signed for us, and he basically said once he signed for United, he took his eye off the ball. He had barely any interest in football and stuff. And I think, particularly for young players like Bobby Poynton, who has got himself, he's become a key player for you just from working hard and taking his chance when it comes. And I think it will be good for players like him to see Nick Powell, because I'm sure Nick Powell's very happy. He's made his money, gets to spend time with his family. He's winding down his career. He knows what he wants to do after, and he started making moves towards that. So Nick Powell will be very happy, but still in his mind will be, well, what could have happened if X, Y, and Z, and that can only be good for inexperienced players around him.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think we've brought him in to. It is a cautionary tale of, look, don't ever take your eye off the ball. Bobby Poynton is the perfect example. Bobby, it won't be with us because we won't get there in time. But Bobby in the next 2 years will be a championship player. He's getting better and better every week. He's out at the minute with a shoulder injury. I think he's back for this weekend. But he's fantastic. He's a Bradford fan, so we're obviously going to big him up that little bit more. But you look at the Huddersfield game, we shouldn't have been beating Huddersfield 3-1 at home. Like, there's no way. No. You look at their squad, you look at our squad, shouldn't have been happening. We played them off the park, and Poynton scored 2. And to see a kid from your own hometown score 2 goals against your local rivals and just run to the away end and just go like this, like, that is just it doesn't get better for me than that. Like, I really, really, really think that we've got and I've seen Ian's just asked a question there about how much we'd want for Bobby. We tied Bobby down to a new contract. We don't need to sell Bobby Poynton, so we'd be looking at 7 figures for Bobby Poynton. And that's not me. I'm not saying we'd need 5-6 million, but I'm saying it would be £1 million plus add-ons and so. And I don't think that we would be stupid to ask for that, and I don't think we'd be stupid to say if you don't pay it, we're not selling him, because Bobby's a Bradford lad. He'll stay at Bradford. Yeah. If Bradford's the place for him, it's the place for him. But if the offer comes in, and it will come in eventually, it will be looking 7 figures, which again is massive for us. We don't sell players for a lot of money. We don't spend a lot of money on players. I still believe. I think our highest transfer paid is 1.2 million. And we were a Premier League club.
Well, yeah, that's right. Because I mean, up until this summer, our highest was 800 grand. So that's astonishing that yours wasn't much more than that. I will say, I don't think in the last. So we signed Jake Spate in, I think, 2010, and I would say from 2010 until now, we've not spent 800 grand on transfer fees in total. Like, in total. So this summer we signed Stephen Humphries, and I believe it was about 200 grand we paid for him. Yeah. I think we paid we might not be him. No, sorry, I don't think it is him. I think it's Nerfville. I think we had to pay for. Oh, yes, a player I would have loved here. I'm big fan of him.
He's been incredible for us. Yeah. But yeah, we haven't spent 800 grand in total on players in the last 15 years. We just don't. We've never bought players, and now we're starting to see ourselves buy players. I think a lot of people are probably getting a little bit carried away, because I've seen someone say, "Oh, if we sell Bobby, we want 5 million plus." I'm like, get a grip. Someone comes in.
Come on.
If someone comes in with a 1.5 million pound offer for Bobby Poynton, I love Bobby, and Bobby knows. Like, I text him on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever we played. Tuesday we played Lincoln.
Yeah,
worst. It was such a bad game, and I texted him afterwards. I was like, "When are you back?" Like, I said, we're missing you in this squad, and he knows how much I think of him as a player, but he also knows that for £1.5 million, I'll drive him there myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I know where he lives. I was sat outside the house, so we're trying to get to. We had a football tournament for my under-8, so I'll try to get there the other week. And I'd gone up, follow the sat nav, and I was like, "This is a dead end." And I turn around and I'm sat there and I'm looking at maps and I'm going, "I recognise that car." And I'm looking at reg plate and I'm going, "It doesn't make no sense that." And I'm like, "That's Bobby's car." So then at the next game, I was talking to his missus. I said, "What's his reg plate about?" She said, "Oh, she went, he thinks it says Bobby." I was like, "Fucking doesn't. It's not even close." I mean, there's a B.
Say booby.
No, mate. It's like, I'm not going to read his red plate out, but
No. I was going to say, yeah.
It's not Bobby. Yeah, so we had a bit of a giggle about that, but genuinely, I'd drive him there myself for 1.5 million, given where we've been and what we could do with 1.5. You look at what we've done with less than that with this squad. Imagine putting 1.5 million into this squad and being able to kind of build upon it. Yeah, I love it. Mike's just said there about Halliday and Power had a Barney at Bradford last game. Yes, they did. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. Superb. That's what it's all about.
Max Power had the worst game he's had since he signed for us. He was horrible that game. So to go at Brad Halliday publicly at full time for one mistake, Brad did make a mistake. He got the decision wrong. But not one point in the game did Max Power hold his hand up and go, "My bad." Every mistake he made, he turned and screamed at someone. And I was like, "No, that's bad." Well, Ian says, "What about a swap for someone who cares about his mother?" No, his mother's not well. We don't want someone who's bringing an ill relative to Bradford. Why are you going to offload him? I thought you were all right, mate.
I don't know if he's all right because he's barely played. Had a poor game on the first day on his debut, but scored. He's shown flashes, but there's been some weird back injury that needs injections, despite the fact he played like 57 times for Peterborough last season or something. So, but I think he's due back the next week or two. Not sure how he gets back in at the moment, but
see how he goes.
Competition's not my problem. Yeah, exactly.
Competition is definitely healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've enjoyed
right.
this.
I've enjoyed this. Well, we'll make sure we see you before January when we next play each other.
Oh no, you're all right, thanks.
We'll get.
If we've dropped off by then, I will be going silent for a long while because I cannot. I can't do it. I did it with League 2 with Hannah, and I had to sit there and grit my teeth throughout it, and I just can't do it. If we're still up there buzzing, I'll come on. We'll have a nice chat. I'll welcome you to Bradford. We can we can go get some food, and we'll we'll give it a right good go.
Yes, let's do that on a Tuesday night. Sickening.
German doner. We've got a German doner kebab.
Oh, we've got one of them, and I've never been.
10 out of 10 every time.
That's good. God, it's all happening in Bradford, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah, we haven't had a riot in a while. Would you one?
there's time yet. Wait till they drop off the top end of the league. That'll be it. That's what'll kick it off. Right. Yeah. Probably about time to wrap it up there. Thank you for joining me, Liam. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure. I'm glad Hannah hasn't fully. I had a list of people that I despise that I was worried Hannah might have got on, and she hasn't. So. I thought she might do it just to annoy. It would have been funny, yeah. It would have been funny just having like a 1 minute long podcast to release this week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
As I just immediately kick off and go. Right, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Much appreciated. This will be up a bit later tomorrow. It'll be up 7 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. because I'm going to do it after work in the morning. Liam, I'll let you say goodbye to the lovely listeners and the not so lovely ones.
Well, to the lovely listeners, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me talk about Bradford for a lot of this, which I didn't come on doing. Nick prompted this. Nick got me talking about Bradford. I didn't want to talk about us.
It all fits in. It all links.
First and second in the league. Who'd have thought it? So a year ago, if you'd have told me this, I'd have probably had you committed. So first and second in the league. 2-1 Bradford at your place, and Anthony Sarcevic up the fucking chickens. So what can I say?
See you next week, everybody.